We have Brad with Driven here. He's gonna talk about a cold startup and any issues we may run into on these compressor units. These are good for 50s and 100s. So Brad, we found it's down.
Yeah, so the first thing you'd want to do is just check your annunciator screen on your control panel.
Okay.
There's only 4 shutdowns on these little units. High inlet level, low suction pressure, high discharge pressure, and high temp.
Okay, so what do we find here today?
Right now this is down at high inlet level.
Okay.
So once we know that that's happened, we want to drain our scrubber manually and just empty out any liquids that are in it.
Okay, so we just trace what comes off the scrubber
through that 1-inch ball valve and out the drain hose.
Comes out the drain hose. So we drain that, we should be good.
We should be good.
Okay.
So once you've drained out the liquids, you should be able to hit the reset button and your panel would clear.
Okay.
So I've just shut it off just so we can keep talking.
That's right. The other thing you could run into?
The other things we can run into, low suction pressure. The only way to tell if we've actually got a problem there is we have a low suction gauge.
Right
so
there.
We can see kind of what our casing pressure coming into the
Which if you see attaches right to your scrubber at this point. This line comes across and there's your gauge. Okay.
So after that we would know that we've got pressure coming in. The other thing that could happen if we have pressure there and still low suction issues is our witches have to be plugged off.
Okay.
Not usually a common problem out here, but it could be an issue.
Okay. So we're seeing pressure and it's still low suctioning. We'd look at our witch's hat.
Yes.
There. Okay.
Okay. So
or the shutdown, would that be a possibility too?
That can also be a possibility with the pressure protector.
Okay.
So if you start it and it goes down right away and you've got lots of pressure, I would check the witch's hat first. If it's still an issue, it's probably going to be this little protector switch.
Okay.
And then we'll probably have to take it apart and clean it and set the switch and stuff. So we should probably know about that.
Okay. Yeah, you betcha.
So the next shutdown we could have is also a high discharge pressure switch. That's right here. Now there's a couple different things.
Off your discharge, coming off
comes
your
out the
unit,
discharge through there.
Comes there. You betcha.
So we can have a couple different things happening there. It can either be froze off outside. If that's the case, we would have high pressure on this gauge as well as the dryer gauges and this gauge in the back.
Okay.
That would tell us that we're froze off outside.
Right.
The other discharge situation we could have is high pressure showing here.
High pressure off your compressor.
And little or no pressure on our drying towers.
Nothing on your drying towers, just like right now.
So
or little, yeah?
If that's the situation, we've got a froze off cooler.
Froze off cooler.
And the easiest way to fix that, along with your Catadyne running, is to disconnect this union.
Yeah.
Make sure you're bled off and everything. Disconnect that union. You can actually pour a little bit of methanol right into the cooler.
Okay.
The cooler is an oil and gas section cooler, so you're not going to mix the two.
Okay.
It'll only be going into the gas section. Then you can do this back up. The methanol will work through the ice and you can actually blow it out that way.
Sounds awesome. You also mentioned about setting speeds on your cooler.
Yes, so cooler speeds are done through this hydraulic flow valve.
Okay.
Turning it out opens the valve and allows more flow to the motor. Turning it in restricts the flow and slows the motor down. So in the winter time we can run at slower speeds. Obviously in the summertime we can run at higher speeds. You can run this all the way out and not hurt the motor because it actually has an orifice fitting in this fitting right there.
Okay, so summer you would want it all the way out, and in winter adjust
in. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not all the way, but
not all the way in. It's got to have some flow because you want to keep this temperature ideally between 20 and 30 degrees.
Okay. Sounds excellent.
Which is tough in the winter time.
That's right. That's right.
So that kind of correlates with the last shutdown, which would be the high temp shutdown, which is also coming off the discharge piping to the switch.
Okay, and high temp, what can we look at there?
High temp, there's a manual temp gauge in the back here, and typically that's going to be running at 175 to 180 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, and over temp is what?
Over temp is going to be 210 Fahrenheit. Okay. Will be a shutdown.
Okay, and if we're running hot, is that just because our cooler's not cooling it enough?
It can be because the fan's either not running fast enough, or in the summertime, if you're still hot, you could be plugged off with fuzz and oil and dirt. The best thing to do then is, if you can get the outside louver off, take the louver off and have a steam truck come in to steam out the cooler.
Okay, sounds excellent. Okay.
So, make sure your Catadyne's lit, and these switches are the new safety switches for Catadynes, and you cannot tape or tie wrap these down. They're manufactured in a way that if you do this, they will actually cut the gas off to the heater.
Okay.
Not like the old ones where we could leave taped and everything forever.
That's right.
So these ones, once you get your bed hot by your cables,
yeah,
you push this down. You can hold it down for a little bit, get the gas going to it. It should have not much resistance.
Okay.
On that valve.
So just keep opening and closing it.
Yeah.
I find with a temperature gun, if you're hitting 200 degrees, they should light.
Right.
200 Fahrenheit.
The other thing to remember is side-mounted safety switches with the side-mounted blocks need silver thermocouples.
So that is a silver thermocouple, not a gold? Copper colored thermocouple.
So the copper curly ones actually go on Catadynes that have all of this mounted on the back. So for your compressors, these silver ones are the ones you need.
That's a good point. Thanks, Brad. Okay, so we've got our Catadyne warmed up. We're doing a cold start on this compressor. What's our next step?
Okay, so the next thing before we would start is we would open up this bypass valve, and you would open it up all the way.
Okay.
So that way you'd actually have
valve right there.
Hydraulic flow through that valve.
Okay. So it's open all the way.
So now we can turn our control panel on and hit reset.
Okay. And it should clear any shutdowns that we're on.
It will just show the date and the time on the screen. You'll start to hear hydraulic flow.
Yeah, you betcha.
So once you hear hydraulic flow, you can slowly start to close this valve until your compressor starts to skid.
Or let it warm up for a while.
So the only cautionary thing here is that you can rotate it slowly, but you don't want to leave that for too long, because the pressure from the compressor is also causing your oil to flow through the system. So you don't want to leave it too long, rotating too slow.
So maybe let it circulate before closing that valve for 2 to 5 minutes.
A couple minutes for hydraulics.
Yeah. And then slowly bring this in. Making your compressor go faster and faster and faster. Start seeing your discharge pressure go up, as well as whatever tower. Give it all the way in now, Brad?
Well, once you've got some discharge pressure building, you can actually leave it at that speed for a little bit just to get warmed up.
Okay, so here's your discharge pressure.
And then once you're starting to feel some temperature, then you can wind it all the way in.
Okay. Hit reset again, and you should see tower pressure and discharge pressure.
until they switch the cycles.
Okay.
Then you'll see one dump. And the other important thing is to make sure that that valve on the hydraulics is spun all the way in.
Okay.
So you're not bypassing hydraulics.
Sounds good. That valve there needs to be in all the way to run. Then you'll see your tower start to cycle. I like to hit reset one more time. Thanks so much, Brad.
No problem.